At 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the National Weather Service in Mount Holly issued a tornado watch for most of New Jersey. Everything seemed to line up in favor for the development of tornadoes in this rare mid-Atlantic weather event. Photographs in and around the area showed tornadic potential through strong low-level curvature, Cape reached over 1,000 joules per kilogram fueling instability, and there was plenty of wind shear. This setup is not what you typically expect when you think of chasing tornadoes, where you have massive supercells exploding to 50,000 feet on top of open fields producing beautiful photogenic tornadoes. Today's chase is a tropical setup, which means it's going to be very messy. We are going to be chasing after the remnants of Hurricane Debby, which is now a post-tropical system. Systems like these will yield heavy rain and winds, making it difficult, not to mention the fact that we're chasing in my home state in New Jersey, with trees everywhere reducing visibility. Chasing with me is my navigator Jesse, who most of you guys probably know by now.
What do you think? What do you think?
Leave me alone.
What do you think?
You just crashed
Leave me
into four
alone.
people while
What?
driving.
They hate me.
The night before, we spent about an hour running through models, planning our target area, and making sure we had decent visibility. We ended up choosing this spot in Allentown because of it being in the middle of open farmland and a decent parking lot to hang out at. We can't chase without any restrictions though. Both of us agreed that we will stay a minimum distance of 1 mile from any rotation and make stops no longer than 5 minutes when chasing after a tornado to ensure safety. To keep up with the storm motion, we would stair-step north and east. We observed the storm motion to be ripping to the north at 60 miles an hour, but only crawling eastward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. If in the event we get into a bad situation, we can just drop south and east to get away from it. We quickly noticed that the sun was out, which was something we did not expect. This means the surface will be heated for more instability and better updraft formation in our storms. If the sun remains out, we should have a pretty good day for tornadoes. We rushed to eat and packed our gear into the car, then before we knew it, we were starting the hour-and-a-half trip. We drove through a good chunk of the state, through historic towns, and especially in the thick of the Pine Barrens for most of it. I felt pretty glad we weren't going to be chasing in this region with the visibility being near zero out here. About an hour into our drive, our route got close to the KDIX radar site, so I figured we could make a quick stop to check it out. Little did we know we'd waste about 20 minutes. We cut into a neighborhood to find the road that access to it, but only managed to loop around the inside of the neighborhood twice. We then found an open road to the site and followed that, only to find out that it's completely fenced off without even seeing the radome. As we got closer, the land began to open up a lot more as the density of farmland increased. Visibility was getting better and better for our storms later on in the day. Shortly after, we reached our target area. The parking spot is a bit more impressive than I thought in person, having a massive open area all around and a decently sized parking lot. Now we'll have to wait for the system to come in, which should be in about 6 hours from now. Cloud cover began to work its way back in, but we remained hopeful as there was a good amount of breakage. With a lot of time to spare, we figured we'd use this time to be productive and scout out the area around us. That would be pretty handy when the chase begins if we stick to this area, that way we already know what to expect and plan out any escape routes. Not too far from our target spot, there was another large parking lot and a decently open area. Adding that stopping point was just what we needed. While checking around, we observed some small bits of convection popping up all over the area. Sprinkles of rain would constantly occur on and off, and through cloud breakage, a rising cloud was observed, which tells us already that the atmosphere is kind of doing its thing, albeit at a slow pace. It's about time to grab something to eat, and what better food to get than from the best fast food place ever of all time, Five Guys. Screw you for like In-N-Out. While inside, we checked the progress of the line, and then immediately decided to goof off in a private weather chat.
Stop at Five Guys, God bless America. Why? Fat ass. True. Jesse Gillett is gonna be burger. No. Five Guys burger outlook in 5 minutes, y'all. Burger watch. Marginal risk. High risk for burger. High risk. Burger warning. Burger emergency. Look out the crowd to community. Disgusting pepper stuff.
Once we finished our burgers, we topped off on fuel and headed back to our target area. We met up with Jason, who'd be chasing with us for the rest of the event. It was decided that we should head north, as a strong band was coming through that area which could give us what we want to see. The 2-car convoy began to roll out on a 45-minute drive to our next stopping point. The further north we got, the hillier the area became. As we were driving, Jesse found us a much better spot, but we had to wait for Jason to meet up to tell him the news. We pulled to the shoulder and waited as he was a few minutes behind. Cloud cover at this point was full with no breakage whatsoever. The new stopping point is at a place called Mountain View Park in Hillsboro. This spot had tons of parking and a wide area, which is just what we needed. We did a U-turn off this back road and drove 10 minutes north.
Don't worry about it. You're good on this side. What? Yep. Pretty sure.
This park was the perfect place. It was vastly open, especially to our west where the line would come in from. The lower level clouds also started to break up, giving us a better view of the wall as it came in. From here, I decided to time-lapse it as it came in. At 3:54 p.m., we noticed some slight rotation on radar about 15 miles to our southwest, but it quickly broke apart after noticing. Once the wall got within 2 miles of the visible shelf, we booked east to watch it pass through. Our next spot was just some random small parking lot another 10 minutes away. We waited.
Yeah, we'll see some slowdown I-78, but I-80 is huge bothering it.
I've been taking back roads this whole time, so.
Yeah.
And waited. And waited for anything to happen. Now it's close to us. Our shelf started to break apart, which left us with just a wall of rain in front. Then something happened. At 4:37 p.m., a tornado warning is issued right in Middletown, New York.
Yeah. I see it. Yeah, Middletown. Thing's screaming. Well, let's take a look and see. Yeah, it can easily happen to us. Just a spin up, so.
Just gotta get lucky.
Yeah.
Not long after that, the warning expired as the rotation died out. While checking radar though, we noticed a stronger band was moving directly towards our original target area, just like the model shown the night before. If we left now, we could reach just in time. With one last chance, we turned on the Twister soundtrack all the way up and blasted south.
The wonder of nature, baby! Wow!
With our morale high, we pushed through some bands of rain from the line in order to get back ahead of it. It was constantly driving in and out of pouring rain, some parts totally dry while torrential downpours in other areas. Arriving back in the spot, it was no different, just a massive downpour. The event was totally a bust.
Your destination is on the left.
While the event did bust though, I will not count this chase as a total loss. For starters, seeing the massive scale of this system when it revealed itself in all its glory with the striations was worth it all the way through. It was genuinely such a really cool sight to see, and all the more why weather is my #1 passion. It's little things like this that make it for me. What I value more though was the experience above all else. The experience of what it's like to storm chase. The planning, the driving, the waiting, and the chasing. Even if it was just nothing. This experience is so valuable to me, especially because I had Jesse showing me the ropes. His experience and what he learned when chasing with Storm and Passion helped tremendously, and it's always going to be something I will take into account and practice for future chases. The thing that will resonate with me the most from this though was the other kind of experience. Getting to hang out with friends and enjoying nature, regardless of the outcome. Being able to share this experience with others will be a huge core memory of mine, and I genuinely want to do this again. If you want to know why this event busted, my friend Diamond, who's way more knowledgeable, explained it in good detail. I have it up on screen so you can pause it and read through to understand what went wrong and learn a thing or two. All in all, I basically just tricked you guys into watching me chase rain. I can't believe I wasted all your time.